Today we shall learn about the preparation of aldehydes and ketones. First we learn the common methods of preparation of both aldehydes and ketones. If we take primary alcohol, treat it with copper at 573 Kelvin. So the name of this compound is 9 plus 1 10, 10, and this is ethyl group. Hello my dear students, welcome back to session 2 on the chapter aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Last class we studied about the nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones. Today we shall learn about the preparation of aldehydes and ketones as well as the structure of the carbonyl group. Okay. Now here in the structure of carbonyl group, what are we exactly learning? Carbonyl group means carbon with oxygen where there is a double bond between carbon and oxygen. Correct? This group we call it as carbonyl group. And here we are learning what is the hybridization of carbon. Carbon is undergoing sp2 hybridization. That is, in carbon we have 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 is the electronic configuration. 1, 2, 3, 4. One electron from 2s has come to 2p and sp2 hybridization takes place and one p orbital is unhybridized. So carbon atom has got 3 sp2 hybridized orbital with 1 electron each. Correct? Now oxygen. What about oxygen? Oxygen is not undergoing exactly hybridization. What happens is in oxygen atom, atomic number is 8 and 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 lone pair of electrons, 2 single electron is present in p orbital. So we have one p orbital which is undergoing sigma bonding with carbon. One more unhybridized p orbital. Here also one unhybridized p orbital which will overlap to form pi bond. So what exactly is happening? We have one sigma bond between sp2 hybridized orbital and p orbital of oxygen. And then we have the unhybridized p orbital in carbon and p orbital of oxygen with one electron overlapping sideways to form the pi bond. Thus we have a sigma bond and pi bond. And this entire molecule is planar because sp2 hybridization, we know it is trigonal planar structure it gives rise to. So the structure is actually like this, where you can see carbon sp2 hybridized, 3 orbitals are on the same plane. One unhybridized p orbital is there with single electron. Here you have single electron p orbital. One more p orbital is bonded with sp2 hybridized to form sigma bond. These two will overlap with one another to form pi bond. So you have sigma and pi bond. Also you observe oxygen has 2 lone pair of electrons on them and the angle here is 120 degree. The bond angle is what? 120 degree. Now if you observe the carbonyl group carefully, you can also understand that oxygen is more electronegative than carbon, and we can tell that carbonyl carbon is an electrophile, that is the Lewis acid, which can give away an electron, and carbonyl oxygen is a nucleophile, which is a Lewis base which will try to take up electrons. Thus it will give 2 resonance structure. In one resonance structure, carbon and oxygen are neutral, and in the second resonance structure where oxygen has pulled the electron from carbon also towards itself to get the negative charge, carbon has lost an electron, gets the positive charge. Along with this, it has got a lone pair of electrons as well. So 2 resonance structures are possible in the carbonyl group. Okay. Next is about the preparation of aldehydes and ketones. First we learn the common methods of preparation of both aldehydes and ketones from a particular organic compound. Then we will learn only some of the methods in which you can get only aldehydes and some of the methods in which you can prepare only ketones. Okay, so first we'll study the common methods for both aldehydes as well as ketones. So first one is by oxidation of alcohols. You'll have already studied this in alcohols chapter as well, where if you take a primary alcohol RCH2OH, oxidation in the presence of a PCC, okay, then you will get an aldehyde. That is, primary alcohol will give aldehyde and secondary alcohol will give ketone. So this is by simple oxidation, mild oxidizing agents you have to use. Then primary alcohol will give rise to aldehyde, secondary alcohol will give rise to ketone. Next is method of preparation of aldehydes and ketones. First we'll learn the common methods to prepare aldehydes as well as ketones. Then we'll learn some of the methods which we can prepare only aldehydes, some methods from which you can get only ketones. So first method of preparation of aldehydes and ketone is by oxidation of alcohols. You've also studied this from alcohols chapter. You take a primary alcohol, you treat it with mild oxidizing agent like PCC, you're going to get aldehyde, correct? So primary alcohol RCH2OH, which will give rise to aldehyde. That is, here H2 group, one H and the other H. Dehydrogenation is what is taking place. Okay, so you will get an aldehyde. Similarly, if you take a secondary alcohol, it will give rise to ketone. That is, H and H is removed, you will get a ketone. So you have to use mild oxidizing agents for aldehydes as well as to get ketones from primary and secondary alcohol. Next method is by dehydrogenation of alcohols. If we take primary alcohol, treat it with copper at 573 Kelvin, we get aldehyde. That is again dehydrogenation, where one H from here, one H from here is removed. Similarly, if we take secondary alcohol, what is it? It is secondary alcohol. If I take, treat it with same copper at 573 Kelvin, we get ketone. And for this, again, you have studied in your alcohols, phenols chapter with examples, correct? So the next method of preparation is from hydrocarbons. Again, from hydrocarbons, you will have studied in your first year, okay? First PUC under hydrocarbons chapter, you studied this as reactions of alkenes and alkynes, that is ozonolysis process, okay? So, what is ozonolysis? In case you all have forgotten, I shall explain. You take an alkene, for example, propene. Okay, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. Treat it with ozone, that is O3. This double bond has to be removed and O3 has to be introduced. So, you see carbon with oxygen and this carbon atom, and between the two carbon atoms, you have another two oxygen. So, this is propene, ozonide is formed. This when you treat it with zinc dust, okay, zinc dust and water. You're taking zinc dust and water, it will break like this to give CH3CHO, ethanol, and H2CO is nothing but methanol, that is formaldehyde. Okay, so this again you'll have studied in your first year. Similarly, if we have 2-methyl propene, that is, you have here CH3 carbon double bond CH2. For this, when it reacts with ozone, you will get an ozonide, that is oxygen gets introduced in between wherever there is a double bond. Again, when you treat it with zinc and water, you will get CH3CH3C, carbon with oxygen is present. So this will give rise to ketone, that is propan-2-one or propanone we can tell, CH3COCH3 and HCHO, that is methanol. One aldehyde, one ketone we will get. So that's about the first method from hydrocarbons. The second method from hydrocarbons is by hydration of alkynes. If we take alkynes, okay, for example, ethine we have taken, CH triple bond CH, when it is treated with water in the presence of Hg2 plus mercuric sulfate with sulfuric acid at 333 Kelvin, you will get an aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde we got, or it is nothing but ethanol we got. Okay. If I take propine and treat it with water, then we will get ketone. Okay, that is nothing but acetone in this case. Acetone in this case. Okay, so this again you all have studied in your first PUC. Next method of preparation is the preparation for aldehydes alone. So we are going to learn some of the methods which is only for aldehydes. Okay, we can prepare only aldehydes, we cannot prepare ketones by using these methods. So the first method is from acyl chloride or acid chloride. Okay, so acyl chloride is hydrogenated over catalyst, that is platinum or palladium or barium sulfate. The reaction is called as Rosenmund reduction. Very, very, very important reaction as it is name reaction. So what we are taking? We are taking acyl chloride, RCOCl, okay, and hydrogen is passed with palladium with barium sulfate, hydrogenic gas, that is reduction. So you're passing hydrogen gas. What will happen here? One hydrogen with Cl will go as HCl and the other hydrogen will get attached here to give an aldehyde. Okay. When R group is benzene group, it is benzoyl chloride with hydrogen, palladium with barium sulfate, you will get benzaldehyde. Or I can write one more example, that is CH3 C double bond OCl. That is, I can take acyl or acetyl chloride. When you pass hydrogen with palladium and barium sulfate, what will happen? Chlorine will be going with one hydrogen and the other hydrogen will get added up. You will get CH3 C double bond OH. That is nothing but ethanol. Okay. So this method of preparation of aldehyde is called as Rosenmund reduction. Okay. It's a very, very, very important reaction. I hope you have understood. We'll go to the next one, that is from nitriles. So when nitriles are treated with stannous chloride, you're taking nitrile, C triple bond N is a nitrile group. So you're taking a nitrile, treating it with stannous chloride in the presence of HCl. First we'll get an imine. Okay, imine means between carbon and nitrogen there are triple bonds. So one bond is broken and then for the nitrogen one hydrogen is added, for the carbon one hydrogen is added, and here we have the R group. Okay, so you have R, CH, double bond, NH, that is an imine. Okay, further this on hydrolysis will break this two bonds completely, or it will remove NH and oxygen is added to give aldehyde. So for this I can write an example also, that is R, I can take it as CH3 group, CH3 Cl plus SnCl2 plus HCl will give CH3 CH double bond NH, which on hydrolysis, acid hydrolysis will give CH3 CHO, that is ethanol. Okay. Now the same reaction can be brought about by using a different catalyst. Okay, that is by using diisobutyl aluminum hydride. What is it? Diisobutyl aluminum hydride, which is also called as DiBAL-H. Diisobutyl aluminum hydride. Okay, so this will give imines. Imines on hydrolysis will give aldehydes. We have written directly. Nitrile you take dibal H. Okay, I can also write it as AlHIBu twice, and then with hydrolysis will give aldehydes. For this one, specific example is there in your NCERT textbook where you are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atom chain. That is, the IUPAC name is, root word is hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fourth and fifth carbon atom has got double bond and one nitrile. This is the IUPAC name. This in the presence of dibal H and then hydrolysis, where CN group gets converted to aldehyde group. So it will be hex 4 in 1 al. This is the product which is formed. Okay. So I hope you have understood Stephen's reaction. What is this reaction called as? Stephen reaction. Again, very important. Okay. So we'll see the next one, that is from esters. So you take an ester. Okay. Treat it again with dibal H, diisobutyl aluminum hydride, and then treat it with water for hydrolysis. We will get an aldehyde. So the name of this compound is 9 plus 1, 10, 10, and this is ethyl group. So we can write it as ethyl, 10 plus 1, 11, it will become undecanoate ester, which will give rise to, that is, the C2H5 groups is removed. So you will get undecanal. Okay, because we have 11 carbon atoms. So this is the reaction from esters, how we can get aldehydes. Next is from hydrocarbons. Okay. Aromatic aldehydes like benzaldehyde and its derivatives are prepared from aromatic hydrocarbons. So we take aromatic hydrocarbons, we are going to get benzaldehyde and its derivatives. For example, we have using chromyl chloride, CrO2Cl2 is called as chromyl chloride. Okay. This reaction is called as Itard reaction. Again, very important reaction. So here what is happening is, two hydrogen atoms get removed and gets replaced with, see here, OCrO, H which is removed, Cl2. Okay. Twice, two molecules will come instead of two hydrogen atom. This we call it as chromium complex, which on acid hydrolysis will give rise to benzaldehyde. So we take toluene, treat it with chromyl chloride in carbon disulfide, you get a chromium complex, which on hydrolysis will give rise to benzaldehyde, and this reaction is called as Itard's reaction. Okay. Next method is using chromic oxide, CrO3. Okay. Here what we are doing is, again we are taking toluene. In this process, we are taking toluene, treating it with acetic anhydride in the presence of chromic oxide, that is CrO3, at a low temperature to give benzylidene diacetate. Okay, so you are going to get benzylidene diacetate. What exactly is happening is, two hydrogen atom is again replaced with CH3COO group 2 times. Okay, so this is a complex which is formed, which on heating with water gives rise to benzaldehyde. Okay, so this is the second method of preparation of aromatic aldehyde, that is like benzaldehyde, from aromatic hydrocarbon. Okay, So next class, we'll be learning about some more methods of preparation of aldehydes, and we'll learn preparation of ketones and the physical properties. So I hope you have understood today's class. Thank you, my dear children. Stay tuned, stay focused.